So we're going to set up our router.js or TS here. So go to the router folder and then inside the index file. And in here, we're going to create navigational guards to make sure you both need to be logged in, but you also need to have something called requires auth to be true. So it doesn't matter if you know /admin, you won't be allowed until both of these requirements are fulfilled using an if statement. So in here, we're going to create something called a before each. Before each. And I'm just going to have it right out here, and I'm going to zoom a little bit. So, and that one. So this is the structure for it. Before each, parentheses opens here, ends here, a parentheses with to from next, and then function arrow and the curly brackets here. To from next we will use inside. This is how we control the user flow. Are you allowed to go to this place, and if you're not logged in, you go to a different place and so on. First we need to set up two constants here, and one is called is authenticated. Thank you. And I'm gonna use the local storage. We already have this set up, so I should be able to just grab this. So whenever I log in through the auth page, this will be set in the storage here, which we're using in a few different places now. So this will just be stored in this this here, and this only uses this in the for each. Next, we'll do something called requires auth. And here we just use some basic some basic JavaScript method here. And some means that if you can hover, you can actually see. It actually just makes sure it checks things inside the parameter. If they exist, then you're able to go forward for the next one. So to match, that means that it needs to be the same, or it needs to be, in our case, true for it to continue. And it sets this to record meta requires auth. So the meta part here is what we're going to set up now. So inside a route here, you can see that one route, two route, and we're going to use in this case, the admin here. We're going to set up something called a meta. And you can do this for more than just logging in here. So you can do meta requires auth true, but you can also, if you're, for example, doing optimization with SEO, you can pass along titles that matches specific things, or you can pass along description and so on and so on. So this is actually where you can optimize things with SEO through the meta tags as well. It can be very dynamic for titling. It's quite smart. Anyways, so this is the meta that is now set up. So we can just go back down here. Now it checks for this to see if require auth is true, which is that one, and that one. If this is true, or if this is set for an object, in this case, this is now only set for admin, so all the other pages are available for people not logged in, but this is only available for people who are logged in. Next, we need to make sure the if check we do, it's almost right, that we're doing here is being completed. So we make sure that this is true. If this is true, that's one step, and since we're using the ampersand, that means both of them needs to be true, not only one of them. Both needs to be true. This needs to be true, and if you're not logged in or not authenticated, what we do is we use the next here. That's sort of a router push. We send them to a page, and in our case, we just send them to the auth page. So here you can log in if you want to see the next. If this is, the opposite is true for this condition here, then we just let them go to the next step. So if you're logged in and you click admin, then you can go to that page. So save, and let's go check to see if we have any errors. So let's go back. So you can see, first of all, this is gone. It was gone before as well. But now we should not be able, I'm going to do this first, click an admin page, and we can now go to the admin page. So if I log out again, I'm just going to copy the path up here. So if I go to products and I copy paste this in, I go to admin, I'm allowed to go to the admin page, right? But if I log out now and I click set this in, you can see I'm being sent to the auth page. So we're now controlling the user flow depending on not only if they're based on a global state or based on a local storage, but we're actually blocking them with navigational guards.